All right. What is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 317. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
All right.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo.
Brett Murdoch.
What's up, party people?
Adam Vale.
What's up, everybody?
And Brian Majoma. Mr. Brian.
Hello, people.
Oh, no, I don't have any witty report tonight, for I'm taking care of the Queen Mother over here in bloody London. Actually, Brian would say bloody. He doesn't say bloody. That's how Gary would pronounce it. Always the Queen Mother.
Yeah, Brian is more proper English.
Yeah.
More proper Queen's English.
Yes, yeah. He pronounces his words, you know.
Carries bloody.
Yeah. He'll say, it's bloody, it is. You know. Gary be like, oh, it's bloody. Like, bruh. Anyway, man. Yes, okay, Throwdown.
I'm here now.
Yeah. Oh, there you are, Brian. Hello, Brian.
Hey, guys. Kind of forgot to plug in my mic, so that was quite funny. It's like, I'm speaking, but what's going on? It's like, oh, yeah, there's no light. Like, oh, the mic. Yeah, I'm here, guys.
Brian, I got a question. Do you find the way Londoners speak funny?
Not really. I'm just used to it now.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, for example, you pronounce your words correctly. These motherfuckers, they're cutting everything off. You know?
Well, isn't that's Birmingham?
Well, Brian's originally from Nottingham.
Oh, no, it's just the London accent. It's just like that. I think it's called, it's not Birmingham, that's Birmingham. There's a term for it. There's like a dialect for the type of accent that I mean. Just go watch any Guy Ritchie film, and then you'll see what I mean.
I worked with a guy who was from Birmingham, and he had that accent. It was like fucking. Sometimes when he would go on a rant, it was hard to understand him. I was like, whoa.
But no, yeah, that London accent, you catch that shit a mile away. I'm in Manhattan walking, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm like, oh, Londoner, there you go, and I'm right every time, you know.
Shit,
I'm trying to get to Madison Square Garden. I'm like, whoa, okay. Garden, you know. Like, yo, there's an R in there somewhere, bro. Just saying.
You listen to rock. Do you like the streets?
You know, or was it Gary has this one song, it's called Out of Order, right? That's not how he says it, though. I'm like, bro, those are vowels, man. That's not even words, you know? It's you know, shout out to Gary, man. Bloody emails. Like, not even bloody, it's just bloody. Like, you're missing words there, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, so we are back, second episode of the year for the main Throwdown, and we have a lot of shit to cover. Fucking what? Like, the game industry just decided to go crazy this week, which is good for us because it gives us content.
Woke up.
Yeah, last week we had a fucking
giant.
Yeah, we had to dig around. Like, what happened this week? You know? Yeah, we had to poke it. Like, hey, game industry, do something.
You're like, nah, man, we're still crunching.
Oh, you guys heard about some gaming website like Tama Crunch? I'm like, yeah. Oh. I'm sorry. Like I said, I crunch all the time, man. That's just the way it is. Gotta make that bread, you know.
Yeah, that's you know what that's called? It's called working salary or being freelance.
That's exactly what it is, and most game journalists are freelancers. So,
yeah,
you know, that kind of comes with the territory. You know, that's just how it is.
I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, you would. I want fucking overtime. I'd love overtime, and none of the jobs I've ever worked on.
Everybody wants overtime.
Nobody. I mean, it's funny because in the 80s and the 90s, overtime was a thing, but in the 2000s,
that ain't nothing.
None of that. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I'm glad I work for an organization where if my editor's on vacation, that means I'm on vacation. So I'm good, you know? All right, man. So let's get into it. Again, a lot of stuff. We had to talk about it, man. You see the featured image, we already know. You already know. Got to talk about it, man, because the topic just won't die, right? So this week, I believe it was yesterday at the time of this recording, CD Projekt Red, one of the heads, I don't know if I can even pronounce this guy's name, Polish names and shit. He officially apologized for the whole Cyberpunk fiasco, did a video on it, like a 5-minute video and stuff. Not only did he apologize, but he also talked about the roadmap, and all that other good stuff. But here's my thing. I appreciate the apology, good, but I gotta call bullshit. It's like he tried to make it seem like, this game was fine when we looked at it, but we didn't know these problems. Like you knew. That's why you didn't want people to look at the game before it, or you didn't want people to share their own footage. You knew what was up. That's why you withheld, the console versions.
Yeah.
You knew. Come on, man.
What was that? Yeah, what was that all about? If they didn't know the problem, then why would they stop anybody from using any of their own footage? Why would they like Digital Foundry's literally like, oh yeah, we got this, but we can't show anything?
I think this is more of what we're hearing with the devs getting death threats and all that stuff. So I think this is more of like, hey, just stop threatening them, threaten me, just stop that. Yeah, I did it all. I screwed up.
Oh, you think that's what it is?
It sounded a lot like that because a lot of these devs were saying that people have to kill them, threatening them, all that
which
stuff.
is insane. I don't understand why people do that.
This is the age. They threaten everybody now. Everybody's getting threatened to get killed over this dumb shit.
Okay, I realize these guys aren't using logic, but let's work through the logic of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the game is, let's just say, for example, a game's going to get delayed, right? So you threaten to kill the developer. You realize if you kill the developer, the game ain't coming out.
Yeah, it ain't coming.
So how does that work?
It doesn't.
Or in this case, like, you're threatening developers because the game's broken. You realize that if you kill the developer, no one's going to fix your game. Think it through here, guys.
People don't.
Yeah, well, I don't get what's with the idea of doing any sort of death threats to somebody. Seriously, it's not going to make anybody. It's not going to make anything happen quicker. It's not going to get anybody to do it. And again, why threaten a game developer? They're like, they don't make the decision on whether to release a broken game or not. They go out there, they say, hey, listen, boss, this game is not ready to go on anything. And then the boss will just be like, let it go anyway.
Yeah. Listen, I guarantee you 1,000% the developers knew. And they probably told their heads. Their heads don't give a fuck.
And that's what he was saying. He was like, it's all us, it's not the devs. And who knows, maybe it's also a combination of that. And I'm sure a lot of devs are like, what, I'm done. I'm not working on this. I want to go and do another job, go somewhere else. But when they put that down on their resume, Cyberpunk, you worked on that shit. You did that. Oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, it wasn't my call. I didn't deal with that. I knew it had some issues. I told the higher ups, marketing team, and they said, no, we're fucking still shipping this shit. Sorry. But I think it was a combination of that. It was just to help out the devs because he kept pointing that out.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's just like just the fact that he tried to make it seem like they had no idea that the game was going to launch. Like, you knew. Come on. Come on.
He even said it, though. He said, like, one line. He's like, well, we were really focusing on the PC. That was your problem. Why did you do that?
It was apparent.
It
was apparent, though.
Why did you do that? Just, God damn. If anything, if that was...
Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, if that's your case, if you just said it, you're focusing on the PC, then just say, hey, listen, PC one, good to go. Console one, we're going to hold off until when we're ready for that other launch of the PS5 version or the Series X patch, all that. We'll wait till that one comes because we had some issues. But the PC one, sorry, that's good to go. Because they didn't, and then this is the backfire.
Yeah, and just to jump on that point real quick, right? Let's just say they had, this is speculation right now, let's just say they had released the PC version first without the console version. PC gamers are more forgiving of bugs and crashes and shit than console guys are. So that would have been fine. That wouldn't have been an issue. They would have been okay with that.
Because they would tweak it and come up with their own mods, which is what they're doing now.
Well, we talked about that last week. Yeah, dudes are fixing the fucking game. But that just bothered me. It's like, again, I'm glad they did the apology, but it's like, you're really throwing the developers under the bus here, bro. It's like, that's a bad call.
Well, no, I mean, he didn't throw them on the bus, but he did fakely just say, "Oh yeah, we didn't see the issues." Yeah, he did see the issues. No programmer doesn't know the fuck ups that are with their own programs. Brian can tell you, Carlos can tell you, and Chris can tell you. There is a certain amount of margin of negligible bugs that everything that the programmers know about that they can't fix right away. They'll just let it go. Right?
Here's the thing.
What is that called?
There are bugs. When you're a developer and you develop a piece of code, you're always guaranteed to have bugs. Programs are never going to be 100% bug free. But here's the thing: whatever state the console versions of these games came out, those weren't bugs. Those were incomplete games. It just looked like, booty, man. So it's not a bug that's like you can just fix right away. It takes a lot of fucking fixes to get that to to be playable and to look decent. So that the whole apology thing, while it's appreciated, and probably 99% of developers would never do something like this. It's still kind of half-hearted. They mean to say the right things and they apologize, but they still won't just acknowledge the fact that these weren't ready. And it's not like, a day zero patch was going to fix this. A day zero patch was never going to fix any of this. That's just the truth. And how do we know? The day zero patch that released didn't fix this. Hotfix 1 didn't fix this. Hotfix 2 didn't fix this. And we're still waiting on 2 more patches to be determined whenever the hell they're coming out.
Yeah, the first major one is supposed to be this month, and then the following one February. So we'll see about that.
We will know when it's officially fixed when PlayStation puts it back on the eShop.
Yeah.
There.
By the way,
so when they put it back, then we'll know.
On that topic, right? Today they posted the top selling games of the first 2 months of on PSN. Cyberpunk was not there. Why? Because it's not even listed on there anymore. They pulled that shit. And that's the other thing. He talked about how the next gen versions of the game will be out at the end or the latter half of 2021. So we're looking at fall at the earliest here. So again, to me, I'm like, that's just further proof of the thing I've been saying. This game should have just been delayed for a year. Think about it. From December when the game was launched to December of this year, right? They're going to be releasing all these patches to fix the game. If you're going to do that anyway, you may as well have just fucking delayed it, and save the reputation of your company. It's sad.
Release the PC version at least.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Well, it was a poor strategic move to either you satisfy your customers. You decide who you're satisfying more, right? Your investors or your customers. So this decision was probably purely based on we had set an expectation to our investors and we need to release this product, right? And they pushed it out the door. What, like Carlos said, this was incomplete. It's not even bugs. It's just not finished. It's not polished. Tony made the point this should just have been put on the next gen after they saw it. Because games like this, they have internal reviews probably every week, showing the build, showing how it looks and whatever. That it can't perform on PS4 and Xbox One should have set off red flags. They should have said, fuck it, mothball this version, push the other one out, and we'll release it on PS5 and Series X exclusive. We can't make this happen, instead of embarrassing themselves. But because they went into board meetings and whatever and set expectations with investors, you can't now tell them, hey, we're not doing this, we're pushing this game out a year, and we're not releasing on the last gen systems because all those guys see is you're losing out on an install base of 150 plus million people potential sales, and they're not going to understand why you're doing it. Just like, well, hurry up and fix it, mash the keyboard faster and make it work. Right. So that was a poor strategic decision because you lost customer faith. Now you put out a broken product, people are very upset. And nobody's going to have trust in you after that. You do not have the legacy of other companies like Bethesda or whatever, where you could falter a few times and where you have some forgiveness, you have some leeway. Like, okay, there's a cadence, and then you fix it and whatever. This was their flagship title. It's been years and years they've been building up hype, and they totally dropped the ball. And now people end up with a broken game. Some people's experience worse than others. For some people, it was just unplayable. A lot of people requested refunds. This is the only game to ever be pulled back by Sony off the store in history. So that's not a good look. So going forward, yeah, you made your investors happy. Maybe you met some sort of quota, But let me tell you, going forward, whatever you put out, Witcher 4 or whatever your next game is, people are going to remember this, and they're going to be very reluctant. Pre-orders, you can forget about it, unless people forget this, or you get new people just getting suckered into pre-ordering your next game. A lot of people are going to wait and see, and that's not going to be good for you. Come the next game, whenever that is.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I've said numerous times. Is like they went for the quick money injection to 13 million sold instead of like the long game where they could have sold 50 million or more over the course of the entire generation, just like they did with The Witcher 3. That's squandered. This game is not, unless there's some kind of miracle that is No Man's Sky type of miracle, Final Fantasy 14 Realm Reborn type of miracle. It's going to be tough, man. And I don't know if I've ever, correct me if I'm wrong here. I've never seen a single player game come back from the brink like this. Multiplayer, sure. Unless the multiplayer of this thing saves it somehow,
Avengers kind of went, was a good example of not coming back. I mean, once that, it did its initial shot in the arm, and then it just fell off because it was nothing there.
Yeah, and that game has multiplayer, but
and that game has multiplayer,
that's
but
a
it's not
whole
good.
other story. That game was just trash, At least Cyberpunk is good underneath all the bugs and shit. Avengers is a bad game overall, Anyway, Brian, get in here, man. I want to get your thoughts as the resident CD Projekt Red fan of Throwdown.
Again, you have pretty much said everything that I could say, so there's nothing really much left for me to say. It does. Again, they issued their apology. I kind of half understand what they meant by when they were doing their tests, like the issues didn't pop up, which I can understand. It just means that the testing strategy was either not good enough, or they just don't want to see the issues and thought that it was acceptable. So again, I'm kind of like, okay, I can see where you're coming from, but I still don't like it that was a state that it should have come out. I'm in the same boat as Tony here. Like, this game should have been delayed more, and at worst case, should have just not been on previous gen consoles, because it's just having severe issues just working on that. But in terms of apology, I think it's quite good that they issued an apology. They said, "Hey, we are sorry." Like, here, they actually put a face to the name rather than just a blank statement on Twitter saying, "Hey, here are some disingenuous words that we'll throw out, and you guys should be quiet now." It's like, no, they actually said, okay.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I've been saying for a lot of places where they just sort of release these cold, disembodied, terms like, we are with you, or we are very sorry about what we've done. To be honest, it's good to have a face on there.
Yeah, they put a face. They put a face on this instead of a token text on a yellow background.
Yeah, like they've been known for, like our feature image.
Yes. But yeah, no, it's definitely good, because usually you just get these. It's not even disembodied voice; it's just disembodied text. We're sorry, we're with you. You're not with me. Fuck out of here. And obviously you are sorry. And Chris, here's one thing I wanted to bring up with you, because I just find it hilarious how they jumped the gun, shipped this game out to appease their investors, and now the investors are suing them. So what was it all for in the end? You know what this reminds me of? The season 8 of Game of Thrones. This is going to make sense, right? The writers were like, okay, we need to finish this up fast because we're going to go write the new Star Wars movie. But Game of Thrones did so bad, now they're off the Star Wars movie. So it's like, what was it all for in the end? Why are you rushing it?
Well, there was another miscalculation in the strategy too, and they didn't account for how the Rona screwed up everything around it. So you would have had quite a bit of Series X and PS5 in the market. Wouldn't have this bullshit with the scalpers and stuff, because there would have been more product out there for people to purchase. So the install base for PS5 and Xbox would have been higher at this point when they decided, hey, we're going to just put it out there. And they were hoping that would have mitigated some of this disaster, that having those consoles out and counting on more people just playing the PS4 version on PS5 would have mitigated some of the issues they were seeing, and they would have gained some leeway from that. That didn't happen. A lot of people just played it on their vanilla systems, and it ran like trash, and they just looked worse. So that was something they didn't account for, and it should have been obvious. Like, it wasn't like Rona just happened in the fall, right? It was the whole year of it.
Yeah.
You realize that China was screwed over too. Production was slowed down on everything. It affected every company. It should have been like, wow, we're not in a situation where we're going to gain some leeway from people having the better systems in their house, and maybe some of these bugs will get mitigated by the powerful hardware. You didn't have that, and that should have been red flag. But they went full steam ahead, and they just went right off a cliff. Like, you pissed off your customers, and now your investors are getting lawyers. So yeah, that's not good.
And also, it's important to mention that this game was delayed post-Rona once. So there was a precedent there where they had to delay the game. If you want to... Look, here's my thing. If you want to blame the fucking Rona on whatever problems you have, then fucking delay the game until this shit is ready. Don't blame the Rona before on the first freaking postponement, and don't blame the Rona after when your game isn't ready. You know? So if you know the Rona was something that was hampering your game before, don't come and say it was hampering your game after when it wasn't ready, but you still decided to release this thing. It's
sure.
just
Well, they can't use that excuse anyway, because it's been in development too many years. For then this last leg to be like, oh, coronavirus screwed up our development. Nah, you can't lead on that. That'd be a bridge too far. And they were just, all these delays was just kicking the can down the road. It's like, okay, maybe if we push it 3 months, we'll mitigate some flaws and create a plan. It's just wish casting. You kick the can down the road a little bit, and you're like, we'll just kick it far enough that we can release at the end of the year. And then, but you still had disaster. What they knew full well, they should have delayed it a year. But they kept kicking the can 2 months, 3 months. Guys, it'll be ready. It wasn't ready. They knew full damn well it wasn't ready.
Yeah, hence why they tried to have, or they tried to hide the actual footage of the game, which is really bad. Again, and I've talked about this before too. When you have prominent guys, specifically Paris Lilly, who was the face of the game, he didn't get his code until the day before launch. That lets you know right there some fishy was going on. They were not confident in their game. Think about it like this, right? Look at The Last of Us 2. Reviewers got that game 2 weeks beforehand, finished, because Sony knew, okay, this thing's done. We're good to go. When reviewers get their games early, the developer has confidence in it. In this case, when they released it pretty much at the last minute, you already knew what was up. You're muted, man.
Or when they pull a little thing where they say, oh, the embargo is literally the day of or the day after the game goes on sale for reviews.
I forgot. Was it Assassin's Creed Unity? I believe it was. That was like the day, it was like 12 hours after the game launched that the embargo lifted. And even the reviewers were pissed, and they told customers like, yo, we wanted to warn you guys, but they wouldn't let us,
Hey, man.
There's a good example. They knew the game was broken. They knew that Assassin's Creed Unity was not running. Was it Unity or was it Syndicate?
No, it was Unity.
No, it was Unity.
Yeah, they knew Assassin's Creed Unity wasn't working right, so they just said, "All right, just put the embargo after the release date."
Yeah, man, fucked up. All right, any last thoughts on this?
Apology patronizing.
What happened, Brett?
Dude, I found the whole apology patronizing. Like, there's no excuse for saying that you don't know what's going on in your company or that you weren't aware. Like, honestly, there's no excuse for any of the things that led to what the state that it released in. As Brian said, like, maybe it's their testing process is faulty, but to come out and give any kind of statement other than "we fucked up, we take full responsibility" just seems a little weird to me. Like, I understand that the statement does take responsibility, but it's framed in a way. There's no other way to put it than like patronizing. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. Don't just come down and be like, "Hey, we're really sorry. We had no idea that this was like this. We value our customers, and if we had known, then we wouldn't have done it like this." Like, yeah, you would. And you, the guy talking, the co-founder who's fucking in charge at the steering wheel, you know most of all. You're the one that made these poor decisions. When we talk about running out of the Bible, it is his fault. You're the one that fucking made these decisions. And bullshit that you didn't know that the game was in this state because the developers, the actual people on the ground floor, were fucking telling you. So there's nothing to do here but admit incompetence or greed. And honestly, he didn't either. Like, I don't see how this was fucking helpful. Because at the end of the day, there's not an excuse. So don't try and tell me how sorry you are. Tell me what you're going to do to make it right. And they've already kind of done that the best that they can, at least, by saying, here's when our patches come out. So honestly, this is just one of those, there's not really a lot you can do with an apology other than insult someone situations. Maybe I'm alone in that, but the whole thing just kind of seemed to be like them going, we're cool, right? To which I'm like, no, you can't just do that. My bad, we cool, right? No, fix it. I will possibly forgive you when you fix it. Of anybody, I'll go back to games that were broken. I played fucking No Man's Sky, but don't tell me about it. Don't broadcast it. That was your fucking problem with the game, is you broadcast every move well before it was ready, and not understanding that people are impatient. So yeah, like, you make it sound like, oh, we're on this, but we're not getting the next gen versions of the game still for until the next the later half of this year. So every indication points that it needed more time. Every indication points that you needed it done. Every indication points that we were greedy and thought gamers were stupid. And a statement like this doesn't help that latter one.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like, come on, guy. Like, you really think we're going to believe this stuff? Again, I'm glad you apologize, but it's bullshit. I'm sorry. It is bullshit. I'm sorry. Fuck that.
How dumb do you think I am?
That's what I'm saying. Come on, bro. Come on. All right, let's move on. All right, now we're gonna take you back a little bit. Back to
take it back.
We're gonna run through these stories in chronological order as they happen because they're all tied together. All right, so on Monday we had the announcement that Lucasfilm Games was being announced, which is funny because if you go back a couple of years, it was LucasArts, right? That was the entity that released all the Lucas type of games and some other stuff, obviously. But before that, it was called Lucasfilm Games, right? So we're back around in a circle. So basically, what's happening is Lucasfilm Games is going to unite all the Star Wars games under one banner. And people were speculating, like, hey, does this mean that the EA exclusivity thing may not happen? So put a pin on that. We'll get back to that story in a little bit.
So another part of it, LucasArts was actually closed around the time Epic Mickey came out, like not far after that. Pretty much when Disney made the acquisition or actually bought the Lucasfilm, they liquidated that portion of it. They also liquidated any of their other game divisions. So Disney also had their own game division, which they killed too.
Yeah. Piggy Dan says, I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
It does get everywhere.
So that happened. Lucasfilm Games, Star Wars, all that. So that happened on Monday, right? Then Tuesday, wake up. We come to find out that Bethesda, of all companies, is working on a new Indiana Jones game, obviously being published by, within conjunction with Lucasfilm Games, right? As we talked about. And the big question in the air surrounding that one is this going to be an exclusive? Bethesda, right? That's the question. But this is what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong, but this is what I think. Obviously, the big games that are made by Bethesda themselves, those are going to be exclusive. Elder Scrolls 6, fucking Fallout 5, right? That's going to be exclusive. This one, since it's Lucasfilm Games, and again, exclusivity, keep that in mind for the next segment, they could put their games wherever they want. They're not beholden to whatever deal Bethesda made. So it's possible the Indiana Jones game could be multi-platform. By the way, that's literally all we know about the Indiana Jones game. We don't know anything about the gameplay, nothing. Machine Games, the people who make Wolfenstein, I believe, they're the ones working on it, right? They're actually making the game. But yeah, new Indiana Jones. I don't remember the last time we had an Indiana Jones game. I think it was a PS2 era, maybe. Like
Uncharted 4?
Yeah, By the way, I have something to say about that. Here's the thing. yes, Indiana Jones is an action character, but Nathan Drake is way more actiony than Indiana Jones. So I don't think the game's going to be that much comparable. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to go down the Uncharted ride exactly. Here's the thing: there's going to be some overlay, obviously, because Uncharted was inspired by Indiana Jones, which actually Uncharted was inspired by Tomb Raider, which was inspired by Indiana Jones. You know, but I don't want to speculate on the game because we do not have enough information. But of course, on Twitter, got to talk about Twitter. The fanboys, man, went fucking crazy, right?
But do you want a first-person shooter version? Do you want an FPS version?
Like I said, I wanted third person, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Me too.
But we don't know what the kind of game. But anyway, so the fanboys, Xbox side, we got a new Indiana Jones game coming, you motherfuckers. Yeah, we got it. And the place, guys, fuck Indiana Jones, man. We don't even like those type of games. Like you like Uncharted though, right? Oh man, so that was kind of interesting.
Hey, I definitely think though it would be a serious feather in Microsoft's hat if that game was exclusive, kind of like the way Spider-Man was.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think it's going to be multi-plat, but I would like it if it was exclusive. Obviously it doesn't bother me because I got all the systems. I don't give a fuck.
You play that thing on Windows or whatever.
But the point is, I think again, because I'm trying to be objective about it, that would be a really good get for Microsoft. They need that. Yeah. They need something. They don't have anything at the moment.
Say it, Adam. Yeah. Say it, Adam.
Something.
Gotta have some. Hey, So interesting. We don't know when the hell this game's coming out. Nothing. All we know is it's coming. That's it. And then of course it's all. Go ahead, Adam.
I said that's what he said.
Yeah. And then of course this all culminated with the announcement that Ubisoft, out of all people, is making an open world Star Wars game, right? So the EA exclusivity is done. EA will still make Star Wars games. They immediately announced we're still making these games, right? So fingers crossed for Fallen Order too. But yeah, so right there lets it's like, all right, and the game's being developed by Adams' favorite developer, Massive, the Division.
Yeah, the Division folk. That's going to be they probably said, listen, we already have the engine that can do this. We just got to take the pieces out like a toy box, put the other ones in. There we go. You ready? Let's do it.
It'll be Republic Commando 2.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Probably, yeah. I could see that.
So the thing, so like one thing, I think, I'm not sure if I said this before, but what Lucasfilm's games is essentially what like Marvel Games is, where it's essentially a licensing branch of the company, which essentially says, okay, you're going to do this, how much do you want to pay? Like they're essentially these companies are paying for the license to make these games, and they're the ones that are sort of like oversee it, as opposed to just being like they do whatever they want. See, that's the other thing. That's the other thing about Marvel Games. They also look over the titles to make sure that they're they make sense within the Marvel universe, right? What was it, the Avengers game, as much as people didn't really care that much for it, it still was very faithful to the Marvel world. And I think that's what they're going to sort of have at the Lucasfilms games department, where essentially they just have their guys look over it and be like, okay, what's this game you're going to be doing here?
Yeah, you know what? I just realized something, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that Carlos does all the time with the prediction. Even though I didn't predict this, I kind of remember when EA got the license for Star Wars. That's how long Throwdown has been around, by the way. We were there to cover that. I said that it makes sense that they went with EA because the only other studios they could get to do Star Wars games right would be Ubisoft or Activision. So there you go. And just on that, I think it's good that we're going to see Star Wars games from different studios because, how long have the EA had the fucking license since like 2012, 2013? what did we get? We got 2 Battlefront games, one of which was such a colossal controversy that it had Congress jump in because of loot boxes. We had the Star Wars Squadron game, which came and went. Nobody even talks about that. The game came out last year. No one even cares.
I mean, it didn't look that bad. It looked
good, but nobody. It's a fucking flight sim game. Nobody cares about that. Some guys do. The Microsoft flight sim guys, but the only game they made that was good and a success was Fallen Order. That's it. And why is that? Because they had Respawn doing it. They're fucking golden developer over there.
By the way, it takes the Star Wars branding for people to realize that Respawn can develop really good games.
Yeah, right. But it's funny, like, they have 3 good games in a row. And I'm even saying that about Apex Legends. I don't like battle royale games, but that's a well done battle royale game, right? But you had Titanfall 2, you got Jedi Fallen Order, you have Apex Legends. Respawn does their thing, And of course, got to give a shout out to my boy Stig Asmussen, developer of God of War 3. He was the developer of Fallen Order, which makes sense. Like, it has that Stig DNA in there, so good stuff, man.
He was the environment designer on the previous God of War games, God of War 1, 2, and then 3. He took over as the director.
Yeah. So he was a director. So yeah, I think Ubisoft, hopefully they don't turn it into a big fucking looter shooter type of game. That's my only fear. Don't go down that right. The engine you have for the Division is dope. You can have a lot of cool tech in there and shit. But I just hope. And by the way, do not even think this game's coming out anytime soon. Just get that idea out of your head right now. The game probably ain't coming for another 2 or 3 years.
I wonder if Amy Henning can being that EA kind of nixed her game, if she can take that idea somewhere else to one of the other studios that are making a Star Wars game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Shit. Yeah, get fucking Ubisoft to hire her.
Maybe Ubisoft needs to make a 1313.
Oh shit, that'd be crazy. And I kind of, in a weird way, find Fallen Order a little bit of a spiritual successor of 1313, even though it has Jedi's. Like 1313 was supposed to be like a regular bounty hunter type of dude, But
it's supposed to be like Boba Fett or something. Well, the Mandalorian kind of almost.
That would be smart, by the way. My only question is, like, what do you mean open world, right? Because, like, are you going to be on a single planet the entire time, or are we talking open galaxy? Because that's a different story,
I guess that depends on the developer. It's like who do you trust to make more like different worlds and stuff, and as opposed to someone that's just more grounded in one area.
Yeah, because I mean, Massive has proven that they know how to make open world games. They did a really good representation of New York. They did one of DC, right? Washington DC for the Division game. So they have the pedigree. But I'm just wondering. And then, of course, if it's open galaxy, I'm doing air quotes for you guys listening. If it's open galaxy, is that really open world then? Because it's hub worlds then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, okay, this game's not coming out for another couple of years. That means it's going to be current gen only. So maybe they could pull something crazy like that off, where you effectively have like 6 open world games in one, with like 6 different worlds. Fuck, that'd be crazy, which already is giving me a headache thinking about it. It's like Valhalla was already too fucking big. Jesus Christ. I don't imagine reviewing that fucking game. But yeah. By the
way, what's up? Going back to the Microsoft Bethesda one.
Yeah.
I don't unless Microsoft is paying to develop this game, I don't see it being an exclusive.
I mean Indiana Jones game, right?
Indiana Jones game, yeah. Because you're making the parallels with Spider-Man, but isn't Spider-Man the game rights? Isn't that Sony's?
Yeah. By the way, I'm glad you brought that up, because people were saying, because of Spider-Man, that means it's going to be exclusive. That's not a good one-to-one.
No, it's not
at all.
Yeah.
That's not a one-to-one at all. It's a totally different thing. And by the way, no, Sony does not own the rights to Spider-Man. They own the movie rights to Spider-Man. That's it. Yeah.
So they don't own the game rights, right?
No, they bought the rights for this game, but that's it. They don't own the game rights specifically. Maybe they did, but they bought them.
I thought they owned the character.
No.
For any video game, which is why they couldn't put that in the Avengers for the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know that particular deal. It could be that Sony bought the rights for the video game of Spider-Man, but they don't own the character. Right?
No.
Like Disney owns the comics.
Yeah, Disney owns the comics. Just like when you see the if there's an X-Men cartoon show, Spider-Man can pop up there all he wants. You know, they don't own the rights to that. But yeah, no, you're right about that. I think, the question is, would Microsoft be willing to pay for Indiana Jones? Indiana Jones, big license, but it's not as big as Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, and seeing how Disney and Lucasfilm is making all these announcements, it just seems like they just, got their developer of choosing, saying, "Hey, make this game, make this game, make this game." I don't think if Microsoft would have released this as an exclusive, I think this would have been, no pun intended, an initiative from Microsoft. It looks like it's more of an initiative from Lucasfilm.
I agree. One thing to note, make of this what you will, by the way, Sony didn't say a single thing. They didn't make an announcement at all. But at the same time, Microsoft could have the exclusive rights for the announcement. I don't know. But Sony didn't say anything, which is kind of interesting. Because usually, even if during E3 you see this, right? Like you'll have a game announced at, for example, at the Microsoft conference, but then later on Sony will be like, "Yo, it's coming to our system too." Nothing like that.
Yo, man. Yo, I'm about to fuck you up.
Oh.
Imagine Sucker Punch doing a Mandalorian game.
That'd be so good. I really hope that
you've caught my interest.
Yes. Oh, that'd be good. I really hope. Ubisoft, man, just saying Mandalorian, son, just saying.
With the infamous games they've made, they can do like the whole jetpack kind of traversal.
Oh yeah,
man.
Forget Infamous. You didn't point out Ghost of Tsushima, man.
Oh well, Ghost of Tsushima is the prime example.
The lightsaber battles, man.
That's how I got your interest. I'm serving you dinner right now.
But if they did that, and then you had, because Massive is good with the open world, right? They proved it with Division, but the fighting and stuff, Sucker Punch wins. And I can imagine you pick different classes of character, right? You could be if you want to be a Jedi or a Sith or a privateer, kind of like Han Solo, a smuggler, or you're a Mandalorian, right? And then you have certain perks and certain buffs and different weapons you can and can't use. Like you can't. If you're a smuggler, you're not going to pick up a lightsaber and go use it, right? You can't use that shit. You have to use guns.
Yeah.
But if you're a Jedi, you're just using the Force and shit. You're whooping everyone's ass. That'd be great. Or maybe you can play as a droid. Walk around
shit, yeah, man.
Fucking
yeah, Massive could go hard. They could do and by the way, I really do think they probably will do some kind of big online game. I think that's the
shooter.
Yeah,
shooter for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be
sure.
a shooter game.
With a lot of content that constantly keeps updated. Think about it, because the Division's not really that hot right now. Maybe this will replace a Division for them. Who knows? We shall see.
You see, there you go. Remember when we said something off air about things that we stand by, and you were like, "Oh, you do a code?" No, it's the Division.
Yeah. Oh, I'm okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Everybody has that one game, man.
Everybody, that is my game. That goes above all the others.
Damn, even Gears.
Now I want to play even Gears.
Wow, you got it. Where's that Division tattoo?
I think about.
Yo, remove that tattoo.
When I go to the Division tattoo is supposed to once I get to go see Brett.
Oh shit! You're gonna have that. Where you gonna get that put, Adam?
I haven't decided yet. I probably want to put it over somewhere where my chest, where I have the big my two screws, aka X's, that are on my chest.
Oh
probably
shit.
do something in between, because I have the ones here.
Yeah.
So, and that fucking guy, he fucking shit, man. Well, that's a whole other story. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But man, that's. Every time I think about the Division, I want to play it. That's how I know. That's when you know when there's a certain game when you think about it, shit, I need to play it. You said it, now I'm thinking about playing it.
Damn, it's like that.
You gonna turn that shit on now?
So you're a massive fan?
Yeah, you're a massive fan.
Entertainment. They just announced it as massive though, so maybe they dropped the entertainment part.
Yeah, oh shit. But there you go. So we'll be getting new Star Wars games from different developers this generation. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see.
Waiting for that Emperor Simulator game. Yes, good.
Yeah, strike him down with all of your hatred. You're
not from a Jedi.
I'm ready for another Starkiller game.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Who made that one originally?
That was Lucas Arts.
No, but I mean, was it them?
Yeah, it was Lucas. There was their own internal company that did it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like Activision or something.
No, it was them.
The Force Unleashed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did not like those games.
Oh!
Yeah, LucasArts. Yep. Publisher, LucasArts and THQ. Well, that's for the mobile version. Yeah, LucasArts, all LucasArts. There you go.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of those. Yeah, but it was fun for a little bit, but then I stopped playing. I remember getting all hyped for it. I pre-ordered it. I played it for like 2 hours, and I was like, "Wow, that wasn't for me."
Yeah, I'm not gonna get to that. But here's the thing: I'll say I like the story of the first game, right? But I like the gameplay of the second game. I'm like, I wish you could have just melded them together somehow. You know, because the story was dope. You know. By the way, I kind of find it funny how like a couple years later or a few years later, you had Starkiller as the star of Days Gone. So I'm like, hey, it's the same actor.
Some years later.
Yeah, just like you see Broyles. You know, he shows up in all these video games.
Yes, what am I doing here?
Even if you don't see him, you hear his voice. Like, hey, that's Broyles.
Well, isn't he in? He's in Dead Space, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Broyles?
is. Yeah, and it looks like him. Yeah,
and he looks like
he's in
himself.
Horizon as himself.
He's in Horizon.
Yeah, he's in Horizon Zero Dawn as himself. Yeah, I don't know the actor's real name, but if you watch, if you watch Friends, you know who Broyles is. You know that guy. He's in the division. He's in whatchamacallit, not Division. But he's in Destiny. Well, it's Destiny 2. Doesn't look like him, but it's obviously him. You know,
he's also in John Wick. He's the proprietor of that hotel.
Yo, man, they don't make no John Wick games.
Oh yeah, they make John Wick games.
Oh, they got him? Where?
The guy from Deadwood. The Deadwood.
What, a mobile game or like an actual game?
Oh no,
is that what you're talking about?
I know they made one recently, but I don't know if it's on there. But I don't think it was very good.
That went under the radar, man.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't think everybody heard of that shit.
No, it came out, but I don't think anybody liked it.
Yeah, you ever? By the way, this is a complete non sequitur, but since you brought up, you notice how movie tie-in games have been relegated to just mobile?
Yeah, because they're easy to produce.
Yeah,
and
quick.
They're easy to produce, and the thing is that the budget, you know, like especially when all of your budget is a lot of your budget is going toward the actual license. You don't want to spend a lot of money on that game.
So there's a game called John Wick Hex. The fuck is that? It's a mobile game. There you go.
It's
PlayStation 4. Okay.
Republic. It's the people that did that Republica, the one that this guy liked.
Oh, no wonder Manny knows about him.
That Manny like, yeah.
Me? No, I didn't.
No. BitHell Games. That's not who made.
That's not them. That's not.
It's that type of game though.
Oh, okay.
That type of game.
So it came out on Windows, Mac, PS4, Xbox,
a year
One,
or
Switch.
two ago. Yeah.
It came out. It came out last year, actually, May. Interesting. Anyway,
no, it's a movie tie-in game. It's not going to be very good.
Yeah, no one's going to. Yeah. By the way, speaking about movie tie-in games, man, I'll talk about this later. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, good stuff.
Ooh.
It's back, baby. All right, let's move on. Here's just some like smaller stories that happened. This one I gotta open this up because I didn't read the full list. So Sony, they released a video. I don't even know what the fuck the video was about, but at the end of it, they actually listed a bunch of their upcoming games with release dates. Believe it or not, or release windows.
Was this part of CES?
Yeah. By the way, I asked you guys beforehand. Did anything happen during CES that we should cover here? Because
I mean, other than the graphics card stuff, but I mean, yeah.
All right, so
that's probably the most gaming thing.
Yeah. So here's what we have. I wish I could put the graphic up for you guys. Whatever. Just look at my face. All right. Ratchet and Clank coming 2021. So we don't have a date for that. For Horizon Forbidden West coming 2021. Returnal coming. Returnal March 19th, 2021. There you go. By the way, I don't need to say 2021. Actually, no, I do need to do the date for some of these. What's up?
Wasn't Ratchet and Clank slated for like spring, like this year?
Actually, they never said. That's what we speculated.
Yeah, I kind of always assumed it was going to be early 2021.
We just assumed that. We didn't actually know. We just assumed that. All right, so Returnal March 19th, Pragmata coming 2023. God damn. Okay. Solar Ash, June 2021. Kena, March 2021. Stray, October 2021. Ghostwire Tokyo, October 21. A lot of games in October. Little Devil Inside, July 2021. Project Athia, January 2022. And Hitman 3, 2021, this month, January. I think it's coming out next week, actually.
Yeah, it's coming out real soon.
But I heard you sighing about Project Athia.
It's too long away.
Yeah.
What was Project Athia again?
That's that game that looked like a Square.
Wait. I love how Brett is complaining that a game is too far away, but yet he was complaining that Cyberpunk was rushed out.
Oh, no, I'm not complaining they should push it. I'm just complaining I want it to be hurry there.
What everyone's
waiting for.
I'm excited. Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Let me be excited.
Dear Lord, Brett, just wait until it's done.
Like, I want it now! Like Baruto.
No, I don't want it now. I'm excited for it to come.
I want it now.
I just wish they would announce them later. Can they announce them later, please? That would solve everything.
That is true. By the way, Manny, you're right. This is from CES, yeah.
The CES thing? Yeah, it's funny because I watched that CES thing and it had your boy there, doing this little thing. What was that?
Hip Hop Gamer?
Yeah, for your boy, the one that you like to blame for everything that goes on with Sony.
Oh, Jim Ryan, our boy.
Yeah, man. Your boy Jim Ryan was there. He's like, we've got a lot of games coming in the future on the PlayStation 5 console that no one ever has. He didn't actually say that, by the way. We're gonna get those scalpers.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. Some upcoming games, which
Horizon, the Forbidden Wild is literally coming in when?
No, 2021. That's all they said.
Oh, they didn't say 21. Okay, okay. So some of them actually had real dates. Some of them actually had real dates.
Yeah, some of them have real dates. Actually, let me pull that up. I'll tell you which actually have real dates. By the way, God of War is not listed.
I was just
it's not coming out this year.
No, the reason I say that is because if you see the God of War trailer that Sony put out, it says 2021. The trailer says that.
I don't know.
That's what the trailer says, man. I don't fucking believe it.
Maybe it's coming. Maybe the next trailer's coming 2021.
Yeah. Brian,
that game's coming out next year. I really doubt it's coming out this year.
And because, Brian, every single God of War game has been delayed, man. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. Because again, they have not said anything about the game. Like at least for Thingy 2, they have something. They have a trailer for it. It's out there. Whereas for God of War, there was no trailer, no window, just a year. So so that's one of those games that, hey, let's put a year on it and then delay it.
Yeah, I agree. They pulled a Metroid with that shit. It's just a logo.
Oh my gosh, Metroid Prime 4.
Okay, so Returnal, that has a solid release date, March 19th. Shit, that's the only one with a real... I mean, there's other ones with just, a month, but that's the only one with a solid release date, Returnal. That's the House Mark game.
Oh, that's the one by... Oh, yeah, that's the one with the blonde-haired lady.
Yeah, the astronaut woman.
Okay. I swear, man, some of these these next-gen titles or current-gen titles you want to call, they just have these names, these utterly forgettable names.
Yeah.
Returnal.
The thing is, the name makes sense because you're immortal and you return. Returnal.
Yeah, I get it, Returnal. But at the same time, I just totally, whenever that name is mentioned, I totally blank on whatever the game looked like.
Something interesting about the game is going to cost $70. Like this company has never released $70 type of games or $60 type of games. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Who's the developer?
Who's the developer? The Resogun guys.
Huh.
Okay, yeah. They haven't done a game that was...
Resogun Starlight HD or whatever, Stardust HD.
So does that mean that Resogun is filled with the voxels everywhere? It's a fully voxel built game.
Oh, Returnal, it might be. Who knows? By the way, again,
that would make Brett happy.
Yeah, the one I find funny here is Pragmata 2023. Why even bother? Why even bother listing this shit?
Let me look at that one again, because I don't even that one's another one. I don't know what that looked like.
Yeah,
that was the one that looked like Dead Space, like with the guy in the spacesuit and then the girl and on the moon.
Oh no, yeah, the one that's the Capcom game, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's the one. It's the Capcom game where they're like he's walking around in a city and then there's this weird VR.
That the game that reminded me of Death Stranding.
Yeah, it was like a little.
Yeah, it is a Capcom. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, it's a Capcom game. Yeah. Okay, now I see. Now I remember the visuals, but I didn't remember the name of that shit.
Yeah. By the way, speaking about Capcom, and we'll talk about this next week. Thankfully, the announcement is coming on Thursday. Chris, man, Resident Evil 8. We're going to be getting a lot of stuff for it next week. Get ready.
Oh yeah, man! I saw that teaser. I'm like, give it to me now.
By the way, I'm going to say this about Pragmata. I'm not going to believe anything that Capcom says about any sort of games. You know why? There's a certain game called Deep Down that was meant for the PlayStation 4 that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, what's going on, Capcom?
Don't be like surprised. This is Deep Down.
This is Deep Down.
Yeah, imagine that.
That is Deep Down. There you go, man. That name was properly named. It's like Deep Down. It's like a deep down in your memory. You don't remember that shit, you know?
It's going to need 2 generations to develop.
You know? Fucking crazy. All right, so we got that. And then we have this one I have to throw in here just to make a point, people. All right, so also during CES, it was announced that Google Stadia and GeForce Now apps are going to be coming to 2021 LG TVs. What have we been telling you guys? That future TVs will have game apps built into them. You know, so
by the way,
yeah,
Tony.
Yo, what up? Tony.
Not just 2021 TVs.
2020 TVs, son.
Let's go, man.
Yeah. So, but if you buy a 2021 TV, you're good to go. But us will have to install the apps. But there you go. And Carlos, what have we been saying about Xbox, man? Watch. One day you can have the Xbox app.
Game Pass.
Yep. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
It's funny though that they're doing this when Sony already had this already going.
Yeah.
Sony had this back whenever what was it when they started doing PlayStation Now. They actually had that thing happen. The only thing
TVs,
my mom had bought a TV and it had literally the PlayStation Now app in it. So back when it was a long time ago. So it's like, okay, so Sony, what'd you do?
Sony, and Sony wasn't even the first one. It was that other one. OnLive had it first.
Oh, they had this shit on TV?
Oh, yeah, shit. Everything. Because I had a friend of mine who was like, yo, I got that OnLive. I'm like, what do you mean, buddy? It's on my TV, son. So I'll play this shit. I was like, no one wants this. And then sure enough,
well, they do now, Adam. They do now.
They do now. But it was because of the game collection. It just didn't have it. No, it does now.
By the way, ironically enough, if you guys want to play a good version of Cyberpunk, play the Stadia version. Ain't that something?
Play the Stadia version, or was it the Google one?
Yeah, the GeForce Now. Yeah, the GeForce Now was legit because it has ray tracing on it and everything.
Yeah. So the only thing you need to wait for is a space to kind of, because I forgot. Well, you're essentially connecting to a server, or essentially another computer, so you have to kind of wait in line.
Yeah, again, I've reviewed both of them. It does not take that long at all, man. It is super fast. Xbox Project X Cloud, as it was named back then, that was slow, but it got better as time went on. But yeah, we've been telling you guys. So there you go.
So now here's the thing.
At least I could just put my GeForce Now through my TV. Then
Yeah, you can play it through your TV, and now it's like, as I always say. Put it there for what these sorts of things are looking for. They're not looking for the gamer. They're looking for the regular person. Yes. Hey, this is on my thing. Hey, might as well test it out. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, and all you need is a controller. Just buy a controller, and you're good to go. Mm-hmm. And think about it. Most people already have consoles in their homes anyway. Just grab one of your controllers, hook it up. You're good. Wi-Fi.
Does it? So wait. So it will work with whatever controller that you have? Are you saying?
That's what I'm assuming now.
No, I don't think so. I think they want you to buy their controllers. I don't think
they could do that too. I want to see how they're going to pull that one off. Buy this LG TV plus the Stadia controller. So something like that. Yeah. But my point is, Stadia, you could use any controller you want so long as it has Bluetooth. Understand? Same thing.
Oh, okay. So you can.
So that's why I said that. That's why I said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need a dedicated controller for
Amazon one.
What happened?
The Amazon one.
Adam, you're gonna love this. You know what I actually used for a test when I was playing Project X Cloud? I used the fucking 8-bit Duke controller.
You mean this bad boy?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Manny. As long as you have Bluetooth controller, you're good to go.
Oh, okay. So they're not going to make you buy any controller.
No.
See, that's the problem that Sony had. They would force you to buy a PlayStation 3 controller.
Yeah, no, they're not doing that. Hey, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, so then this is just me guessing, but I think I'm pretty solid with this. You have a controller that has Bluetooth, you can just play this on your TV and you're good to go. So, because the TV obviously has Bluetooth too, so you'll be good to go. Because that's the whole thing with these streaming apps. They want to make the barrier for entry, not as bad.
Yeah, you know. Here's the thing: like the more things that you have in the way of getting in the way of you actually getting to your games, the more people lose sort of interest. You just got to be able to turn it on and get it to work.
Yeah, again, Stadia has a controller, but you don't need that controller to play your games. You can use an Xbox controller, you can use whatever, as long as it has a Bluetooth. Or if you have it on PC, just plug it into your PC and you're good to go.
Okay.
So there you go, man. Interesting stuff. And the last story here, I threw this in here for Chris. He wants to talk about this. So Ghost of Tsushima fans, they crowdfunded repairs to a real-life shrine on Tsushima Island. It's pretty cool. So, Chris, tell us about the story.
Yeah, I don't know what fans set this up. They just set up like a GoFundMe, and it's like, hey, you love this game, so this shrine on the actual island is rotted, right? I mean, it's been in disrepair for hundreds of years. And they're like, hey, if you love the game, why not throw some money and we'll pay and get a crew out there to fix it up. They raised like $250,000 in a few days.
Yeah, $260,000. Yeah.
And that's nuts. Like just the groundswell of support. Like people love this game so much that they were willing to throw money to fix up something that's in the game that's hundreds of years old. It's like, hey, let's fix this shit up for real.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And restore it.
So right here, I'm looking at this from GameSpot. So it's called the Watatsumi Shrine in Tsushima. The original goal was they wanted to raise $47,500. They raised $250,000, which is fucking incredible. So that's cool, man. I wish more gamers could do shit like that instead of bickering on Twitter all day.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. All right, man. What have we been playing lately? I'm gonna go first this time, people. Because I want to talk about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, right?
So, shit, it's back.
Yeah, so for you guys who don't know, back in 2010, to coincide with the movie, right, they released Scott Pilgrim, the World game based on the comic by Brian Lee O'Malley, right? Really fun beat-em-up game, side-scrolling beat-em-up game. And by the way, I didn't learn this. I had to do my research and stuff. Yeah, River City Ransom, Double Dragon, inspiration. I didn't know this. The game was actually made under like super crunch. Like they just had to rush it, and the game came out fantastic. What was cool about the game was like it had like RPG elements. Like you couldn't just beat your way through the entire game from beginning to end. You're gonna get your ass kicked. You got to grind and shit, get better, stronger equipment and stuff. And for whatever reason, even till now, we don't know the reason they pulled it. We just assume it's licensing deal. Probably that's what it is. But they pulled the game for a bunch of years. But now Ubisoft brought it back for all the modern consoles. Obviously there's no PS5 version, but you can play your PS4 version on it. And I reviewed the game for PC Mag. If you go to PC Mag right now, my review is up. I gave it a 4 out of 5. The game's fucking awesome. It's just as good as I remember it. They didn't really add anything to it, but you kind of don't need anything to it. It's as good as it is. And dude, oh man, I forgot how good that fucking music is. That shit drills into your ear, the Anamanaguchi shit, By the way, I didn't know
the soundtrack for that.
I didn't know Anamanaguchi was a New York-based band, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah, the game's dope. I'll probably buy it on PS5 just so I could play with you guys. But yeah, it's good stuff, man. I enjoyed it a lot, so I played that, and I'm still kind of messing around with Assassin's Creed. I beat the game, but like whenever I'm like, hey, I don't have anything to do for an hour, let me put on like a Neil deGrasse Tyson fucking lecture and just do some collecting in Assassin's Creed. So I've been doing that, and that's pretty much it. I'm kind of taking a slight game break right now because as much as I like Valhalla, the game kind of broke me. It was like, yo, fucking took forever, I don't know how it is with you guys, but when I know I'm reaching the end of a game, I go extra crazy, push everything aside just so I could beat it, get to the end. But yeah, good stuff. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim, go buy it. It's fucking awesome. All right, Adam, what have you been playing lately?
Batman: Arkham Asylum and Super Mario Maker.
Oh,
and that's what I'm playing right now. It's like And yeah, that's it. Pretty much it. I've been just that. Well, some of the Marvel, the Miles one.
Oh, Miles Morales is.
Yeah, but his voice is fucking annoying, man.
Hey guys.
I try, and it's to a point that I felt like I put on the Spotify. The PS5 has that great integration with Spotify now, and I just listen to him. I can't hear his fucking voice.
Even you know how we complain about the Spanish that he does. even his English voice, his English is annoying.
It's just so annoying.
Carlos wants the Japanese fucking sub.
God damn it, Tony, you stole my joke, man. I was about to say, yo, man, I prefer the fucking sub, man.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, I can't.
Miles Morales. Oh man, I'm surprised by you, Adam. You usually play more games, man.
Yeah, well, this week. Remember last week I was playing all kinds of things because I finished a UFC game. That's all done, and then I just kept trying to put some time into the Batman, the Return to Arkham, that collection, the upgraded one. And I forgot how many damn puzzles are in that shit.
Oh, the Riddler shit, man.
Oh well, but said the Riddler, just like going into a room and then you have to try to, with your own version of navigation with all the tools that you have. Batman with his zip line and all that. For example, right now I'm up to the part where Poison Ivy, and
that's a good one.
I'm trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B, because there's all this smog or whatever, that gas at the bottom, so I can't touch the floor. So you're always doing detective mode and going into that, but that's pretty much it. And now I want to play some Division because you brought it up, and it's like, do that whole thing, and that's it. And over at the Coalition, we have someone that's doing the Scott Pilgrim. He's doing it on Switch. He's doing it on Switch. So
nice.
Yep. So that should be up there too. And that is pretty much it. Yeah, those are the two games I've been playing. Not a lot.
Good stuff. Manny.
I was actually, I think I might have said this before, but I was looking for, I had just finished getting the Platinum in Black Sad, the game. Good story to that game, but my God, if you want to know a game that's friggin' constantly crashing, more than fucking Cyberpunk, more than any game that I've ever played, that game is it. Black Sad, the game. Good game, good story, but goddamn, fucking murder to get that to get the Platinum in that game. But anyway, after playing that and I think I played an open world game before that. With the Miles Morales, I wanted something a little more simpler, so I looked in the old archives and I pulled out Tearaway Unfolded. So I actually finished the game already. Now it's just like cleanup, just like a couple of more, get the collectibles in a certain level, do some little challenges, and there you go. I actually did get the Platinum on Tearaway on the PlayStation Vita. Oh man, what would that be, like 8 years ago?
20 years ago.
What was it? 8? What was it? Yeah, like Tearaway came out in 2012.
Tearaway came out in 2013.
1884.
So yeah, 2013 was about the time when I got my Vita. So yeah, so to get that, and I'm just gonna see what I'll play next. Maybe I was thinking about Rime because I got that from the PlayStation Plus a while ago. So I guess you could say I'm going through some backlog. I don't know, but I wanted some more simpler experiences, not these sort of heavy duty open world games or games that have too much plot to them. Just enough plot to get you along. So there you go.
There you go, man. All right, Carlos.
So I've been playing Heroes of the Storm.
What? You're back?
Oh no, I've never. I've
back.
been back for a year now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I've been playing Heroes of the Storm. I've been playing GTA with the fellas.
That's right.
Yeah, we played some GTA.
Yeah, played some GTA, man. We went back on that shit.
That shit was crazy, man. Fucking, me and Tony we were battling this one guy that wouldn't freaking stop killing us. Chris was doing freaking 007 shit on the background, getting submarines and shit. It's crazy, man. It's a lot of fun, and I started playing what's it called? I want to save this actually because I just barely started it.
Uh-oh.
But it's gonna make Riku really happy.
Oh, he's gonna be happy just because of the fact you're playing games. He hit me up the other day. He was like, I always get so to the point when Carlos said he only plays chess and Heroes of the Storm. So
yeah, he sent me the same thing. Yeah, I started playing Legend of Heroes, Trails of the Sky.
Oh shit!
What? Started that today.
Wow, Riku-san won.
Yo, man, I don't want to tell him though. I want it to be a surprise,
right.
But in this segment, I got to throw it up.
He listens to Throwdown, so don't tell him shit. He'll hear this. Riku, there you go, man.
Riku, I just started, so it's. I barely got through anything. I just went through the first, cutscene, the title screen, and I saved the game, and I'm all right. Got to go back to work.
Oh shit!
But yeah, started it.
Yeah, wait, you heard that? That was Riku just spitting out his drink because he just heard that.
He spit up his drink. He sneezed.
He's like, oh Lord.
He's listening to the shit on his Vita.
Yeah, he is. That's right. Oh man!
Shout out to Riku, man.
Brett.
I've been playing GTA, and with the guys, it's cool. Now I've got to get me an oppressor, so I've been grinding it out a little bit. Let's see. I've also been playing Assassin's Creed.
How are you liking Assassin's Creed, man?
What's that? I'm loving it, dude. It's my favorite Assassin's Creed since Black Flag.
Wow.
Valhalla, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, dude. There's a bunch of awesome stuff in it.
Valhalla's a good game.
I was concerned at first that no ship-to-ship combat was going to be an issue, but I think I said this before. You're kind of confined to rivers and shores, so it's not really an opportunity to do it, and that's actually how longboats work. So I can't bitch. It's got fighting in it, which is fucking awesome. It's not hammering the Assassin's Creed thing down your throat. It was kind of like a Black Flag where, the assassins are kind of ancillary to the story. They're there, and they help, and it's a thing, but that's not really, it's more about a guy. And I kind of like that about the Assassin's Creed series. And the first ones, and, being introduced to the Brotherhood, it's cool, but if you just keep hammering on that same place, it's going to be a dead horse real fast. So I like they take breaks and they kind of expand into side tales that only briefly kind of hit into the Assassin's Brotherhood kind of thing. So
hey Brett,
loving the story, even though I can't tell you what it's about.
Hey Brett,
yo,
did you see the deal that had the last 3 Assassin's Creed in a bundle for like $60-something?
Yeah, I wasn't. I had already bought the game by then, and I wasn't. I don't want to go back to Origins. I played Odyssey a little bit. Well, it's just it feels the same. Like I played Odyssey a little bit too, and I'm like, yeah, man, this just feels like yet another Assassin's Creed game. It just felt very blank and boring to me. This one feels like it has more personality. And I want to say that maybe they're taking a turn in the franchise where they're trying to connect with it a little bit differently, and it's not just a story about organization, but more of a story about people. But they did Black Flag and they went back to formula. So who the fuck knows? The thing about Origins that really got me is like assassins in Egypt. Like you guys get a little bit fucking weird now. Like you've already dictated when the Brotherhood started, so it's going to be really hard to go back before that. And some of the alien shit, some of the ancient shit, it just, I think it's cool to have a little bit of some kind of paranormal thing or some kind of alien thing. Like, yeah, sure, but like, I don't know, they're hitting on it real hard in the last couple games I've played. It's starting to feel like a Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull kind of thing.
But didn't they put that in the Ezio games already?
Yeah, yeah. By the way, get ready, Brett, because if you're talking about the ancients, right? This Valhalla goes in on that too.
I know it does. But yeah, the ancient thing, the ancients thing seems like a weird story, and I don't know how it connects. I like the elements of it, but the execution of it a lot of times I'm just like, what the Okay, so we've already talked to the ancients and, avoided a giant fucking apocalypse. The fuck else is there to do here? It doesn't really seem like much, so just personal qualms, man. The Assassin's Creed series is always pretty solid. I think every once in a while they make a game that's a little bit better.
Do you think that also it might be the fact that you have a bit more interest in Norse mythology than maybe Egyptian mythology?
That's weird because I do love Norse mythology, but I also think Egyptian mythology is kind of fascinating. And I love like Greek, Roman, Sparta kind of stuff. So each of them, like, on hearing it, you're like, yeah. And then after it sits with you for a minute, you're like, I don't know. And I would really like a story about the proto-assassins. I mean, in the first Assassin's Creed, you had the Master, right? And, like, who the fuck knows where his knowledge came from? Maybe he came away from a splintered and factioned failed assassins group that existed before that. You can go before that and say, like, oh, this actually, was a precursor to the first game. That's where he got the golden apple from. Okay, cool. You're making a proper prequel. And now I'm actually kind of interested to see how far back it goes. But the fact they definitively made here's where the assassins started, and then there were people fucking around with the ancients before that, I guess, and just, using very similar tactics and very similar weapons. It just, that part I just like to pretend doesn't exist, to be really honest.
Interesting. Yeah, by the way, on that topic, again, I like Valhalla, but the thing is, I like the previous two games more just because of the fact that I connect more with ancient Egypt and ancient Greece than I do, like, early medieval England. I don't really have any, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, growing up, I didn't care about that stuff. Like, I like the Greek myths. I like the Egyptian shit. Greek, England shit. I'm like, I don't really care for this. And then here this is gonna sound weird. I don't care about Viking history, but I like Norse mythology. So I like the Norse mythology stuff, but the Viking stuff, I'm like, I don't care about northern pirates. It's just me. That's just me. If you like.
Okay, no. What is the difference?
What do you mean?
I mean, Norse mythology was like what the Vikings were like. Are you saying you don't like the historical Vikings, but you find the mythology fascinating?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they were cold water pirates, man.
Yeah,
they fucking conquered the world.
Yeah, no, I understand, but the thing is, I don't, with the exception of Black Flag, I'm like, I don't really care about pirate stories either, So this game is not connecting with me as, like, because again, like, every inch of, like, Odyssey, I'm like, I know what this is, I know what that is, and this one is like, okay, it's England. Everything looks like it's from The Hobbit here. But it's cool. It's a good game. Again,
here's one of the things I love about it, though.
Yeah,
like, you are so not the good guy. Like, that's you're somewhere in between. Like, you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna help the world. I'm gonna hop back in my boat. Who wants to burn down a village? Let's go burn down a village for funsies. I love raiding.
By the way,
awesome.
Brett, I want to get your take on it because my problem with raiding is, like, I'm a Viking. Let me kill civilians. That's the whole point of this shit. Like, I accidentally kill a civilian. Don't kill any more civilians. You're gonna desynchronized. I'm like, I'm a Viking. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to rape and pillage.
You're not a Viking. You're not a Viking. You're a guy playing a game. Yeah, that's what you're doing.
That is true. I'm like, I want to fucking rape and pillage, man. That's what I'm supposed to be doing here. Yeah,
that part's honestly overblown, man. Like, Vikings had kind of a very, I don't want to say honor, but it was like a fight honor. So, like, if you start killing people, like, you don't kill an unarmed person because it's disgraceful. Kind of in the same note that,
you just enslaved them.
Yeah, they didn't take any slaves after raids in this game.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't the thing, but they should have.
Yeah, okay, so I'll give you that. No killing civilians, I get that, but, like, I should enslave them at least, right? I just think the Vikings in this game are a little too nice, But the thing is, but everybody talks about them like there's these evil monsters, including themselves. I'm like, so which is it? My actions are not congruent.
The Vikings weren't actually evil monsters, though.
We don't have any real info on them from the French and the English because
and obviously they would portray them, but
exactly.
No, but the thing is, like, the way they're talked about in the game and the way they even talk to themselves like they're these bloodthirsty like warriors and shit, but then your actions in the game aren't really gelling with that.
No, historically, this is the weird part. Historically, being written about the Vikings, they were either irritated but kind of understandable, or they actually, like, wrote positive reviews. They wrote not positive reviews. Sorry, there's the fucking DoorDash guy. Got me confused. Yeah. They wrote positive things about them. Like, we came and were conquered by these strong, glorious-looking people. And this wasn't that they were subjugated, because the Vikings had already left. They'll just be like, did you see those beautiful conquerors? Like, they make weird notes to how big and how attractive these people are. And then, oftentimes, they're like, hey, so instead of raiding us, you want to, like, come live here? And they brought it in, which is why we have so many, like, English words and Norse words, like sick and ill.
Yeah, but that was
because a lot of times they didn't come in
in
and crash.
Yeah, but that's exactly what they did, though. They rolled in and to take over England. That was their whole goal. It's like, we're going to take over this motherfucker, which they almost pretty much did, you know?
No, I know, but every time they took over places, it turns out the people seem to be happy to have them there. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
It's an irony that you're like, yes,
Normandy is Northman's land. That's what the French gave them.
Yeah, Normandy. Yeah. No, but the thing is, like, when they went,
about this.
Yeah, but we're not going to give you guys a history of it. But again, a little qualms. I still like the game. I still think it's good. You could tell there's some embellishments, but it's Assassin's Creed. What are you going to do?
Well, of course, yeah.
You know? But it's a good game.
I mean, for the most part, it's pretty historically accurate, actually. Like, I was kind of expecting, and that's one of the reasons I do like it, Tony, because I was kind of expecting going and be like, Viking, and start smashing stuff. But they actually, like the fact they included flighting just makes me so happy.
Rap battles, by the way, people. Just so you know.
Yeah, Viking rap battles. They invented them in the 5th century, man. And it was a thing among Vikings to show that they had intellect and wit as well as brute strength. And they actually showcased this a lot. They civilized the Vikings a lot because honestly, the Vikings were more like that. So I appreciate the kind of accurate history that it gives a little bit. As opposed to being like, they're big guys with horns that came in and raped everybody. Like, well, that's not really how it went a lot of times, but sure.
That's not nice.
Yeah, right. I kind of wanted that, though. But yeah, if it's more historically accurate, that's fine, you know?
You gotta watch Vikings. You gotta watch Vikings, Tony, because it's more accurate than most things.
Dude, yeah, Vikings is great.
What's up with you, Adam? You've been promoting this show for the past 2 months, man. What's going on?
Years, but it's because it's
on the
over. This is it. It just ended.
Yeah, I'll back Adam up. The show is dope, and it teaches you a lot about Viking culture and history and prominent historical figures. Like, they have Ivar the Boneless in there. Like, not many people talk about Ivar the Boneless.
Exactly.
You an influencer,
man? He's in the game.
What's going on?
He's in the game.
He's in the game, but as Adam had pointed out before, like, he's not boneless because he's like a snake in the reeds. He's Ivar the Boneless because he's crippled, and people carry him around.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in the game though. You know, it's funny. Ivar, he's the stereotypical Viking in the game. You know.
Again, stereotypical, yes, but not the actual historically accurate version of a Viking.
Watch Vinland Saga.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole of Vinland Saga because I heard they didn't even go to Vinland in that show, do they? I'm like, what? The whole shit.
Well, the show, there's only one season.
Okay, so do they go to Vinland at least?
I have not in the first season.
Okay, all right. Because I'm like, if it's all Vinland Saga, you should be in Vinland, you know. Anyway, who was I up to? Oh, Brian, what games have you been playing lately?
I've been playing a whole lot of nothing.
Oh,
yeah.
You've become the new Carlos, man.
Wait, Brian, you become the new me, man?
I'm not that bad. Hold on.
All right, let's settle down. I play Heroes of the Storm.
You played like the cutscene. Sorry. Did you even play up to the title card of the Trials game or not?
Yeah.
Okay, that's far, but still, it's like, dude, like, I actually was getting on the same wave as Riku here because I'm like, Carlos says that he plays games, but all I'm hearing is that like he plays them for like an hour and a half and then that's it. It's like, is he actually? Come on, like. I played that says that they need to get back into like Demon Souls, and you haven't even beat the first boss yet.
Wait, yeah, what's up with that?
Carlos, they're calling you out.
Hold on.
Let's go.
You want receipts? There's two 3-hour streams last week of me playing Grand Theft Auto for like 3-4 hours.
Oh, I don't care about that. When did we do Demon Souls?
Well, we were playing GTA, so we couldn't play Dark Souls.
We could do
Demon
both.
Souls. We'll do it tomorrow if you want.
I don't know. I feel a little bit offended now.
Yo, man, someone's got to step up for myself. And
Hey, I ain't saying you're playing games. I'm just saying, like, I thought we were playing Demon Souls. Like, I just realized, I was like, wait a minute, you have been fucking absent from that whole thing, have you? Like, we all rolled through as a party.
Well, because
Carlos was in Korea, man. It's okay.
Well, you forgot. I didn't have a PS5 for the first 2 weeks.
That is true.
And that's not your fault.
It was fucking Walmart's fault and Jim Ryan. Screw that guy.
For what it's worth, I waited for you for those 2 weeks. I just hung around low levels in Demon Souls.
Chris is like, I'm gonna play the game six times and make it so I can never play the game ever again.
Carlos, while I was waiting for you, I am one ring away from a platinum.
Oh shit!
Get on it.
Damn. Tomorrow, man.
There you go. You guys
the one ring to rule them all.
All right. So Brian, nothing for you right now then.
Nah, nothing. Again, it's the start of the year. It's always very quiet for me because I like to just chill out, watch some animes, read some mangas, see people get stomped on. Carlos knows what I mean.
Oh.
Yo, man, that last episode of... Did you see the last episode of Attack on Titan? God damn, man.
We're not going to go down a rabbit hole.
I don't see the episode, but...
Manga May, you know.
And the manga.
Someone catches those feet. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, man.
All right.
I almost cried, man.
Damn.
I should... Yo, man.
Did they start this back up? Or are you talking about the end of last season?
They're talking about the manga right now.
Oh,
What's this reading?
Anime
reading? Bunch of nerds.
I ain't got time for that shit.
He's like, I can't read and work at the same time, damn it.
All right, Chris, man, what you been playing lately?
All right, so I mean, we've been playing GTA
5. Man. What are your thoughts on going back to GTA? Because I felt it was very quaint, the graphics now, you know.
It's cute.
Absolutely, and it's nice to know 8 years in, the game is still broken.
Yeah, Brett was having some issues, Brett.
Yo,
like, how are there so many bugs?
I was having some issues too, as a matter of fact. I couldn't log into the shit, you know? I couldn't even log in.
Yo, Adam, when he got on the submarine, he exited.
Yo, I'm still trying to figure out. Adam went to somebody else's submarine.
Oh my God, we don't see you.
No, but you can't think about it. When we look at the sub is already surface. It's never underwater. It's never submerged. So it's like I went up and actually no, it says I died. I drowned.
You know,
you can't, you shouldn't be able to open the door to the sub.
Yeah, it shouldn't even give you the option. It shouldn't even give you the option to do it.
Shit is broken.
Submerged or something like that.
Now, when you play with Adam, it's never like boring. Like my favorite part was like Chris rolls up right next to Adam on his car, and he's like, "Yo, Adam, I'm here." He's like, well, "Where you at? We're on the map." I'm like, "I'm literally right here, parked in front of you." Adam couldn't fucking see you.
I was leaning against. We were running.
It's not like it was. It's not like it was like this freaking like huge city full of NPCs and cars and stuff. It was at a fucking beach. It's like
it was at the beach. I was hiding behind a rock. I'm surprised that when he said, "Oh, I'm behind you," I'm like, "That's impossible. There's water behind me." It's like, nope.
It took Chris like 10 hours to find a basement. He had lasers.
God, the fucking mission. Yeah. Oh yeah, I bought the Republican Space Ranger guns. Those are fun. Yeah, laser guns.
That shit was crazy.
We did finish the Cayo Perico shit. Me, you, Brett, and my cousin. We did.
That's right. We finished the heist. Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I just want to say.
Oh, you finished it?
We finished it exactly the way that you think that we would. I tried to sneak in, and then Tony started hail firing everywhere.
It's true. That's what I do.
Yep. As it always is. Yep. It always shall be.
To be fair, though, we were almost done, right? We stealthed the whole thing, but I was shooting every camera I saw. I didn't realize that if you shoot every camera, the alarms would go off. So when I shot the last camera, alarm went off. And then I got fucking killed. I lost like half the money and shit. Man, embarrassing, you know? I wasn't even there during the cutscene, you know? I was dead.
And Brett, to be fair, I watched a couple of playthroughs with guys getting max money on the heist. None of them do stealth. They shoot their way on the island, shoot their way in the compound, shoot their way out. They don't. Shit. None of them did stealth.
The island.
I
finished. I published one by myself, and when you solo it, I got $1.4 million.
Nice.
Yeah, the solo one's pretty good, but I saw a guy. He did the long fin entry in the dock, and he just shot his way on the island. He just blew away everyone. Got the weed, got the cocaine. And he just bolted out. I was like, holy shit. He did not do stealth, nothing. He just shot his way on the island.
Yeah, so when we do it again, I want to go with the heavier armaments, you know?
Yeah.
Murder.
Oh, yeah, shotguns.
Yeah. Dude, my cousin, he was begging, like, can I please shoot this motherfucker? Oh man, good stuff. Yeah, again, as janky
I'm
as
sure,
it is, as
sure
quaint,
now he's.
yeah. What happened?
I'm sure now since we already know that you get max money by just literally going all guns blazing, he's gonna probably be like,
happy
man, you motherfuckers should let me do that shit.
But yeah,
do it again. We can do what we want.
Yeah, exactly. But GTA is still fun after all these years, man. Even though it's still buggy as fuck, though. But Rockstar, they're making their money, so I don't give a fuck.
I mean, you can't wait for that PlayStation 5 version.
I want to know what it's going to look like. It's probably going to look like the PC version, Because I'm like, yeah, and there's that weird spot where you're like, oh, what the fuck? Because it's 30 frames a second. You're so used to games being at 60 now. But you get used to it fast. It's good stuff, man. All right, so that's gonna do it for another episode of Throwdown. Guys out there, make sure you follow us on the Twitters and Twitch, and subscribe on YouTube, and join the Discord where it is always popping. Mob hits will hit you with them rumors, man. You can find
always down.
Always, man. It's like, yo, where's he finding this stuff?
Just looking, man.
Yeah, you can find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show, and you can visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. Links to everything are located in the description below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
So, see you later, guys. By the way, if you look at our featured image, there's some hidden codes in there. Can you figure out what they mean?
Hey, you know what? If you figure it out, we'll send you a $20 card of something. There you go.
Yeah, we'll send you a $20 card if you can figure out the hidden
PSN or Xbox, whatever you want.
On the Cyberpunk image, a la what is CD Projekt Red with their hidden codes.
Yeah, so there you go, people. All right, Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Have a good weekend, people.
Brett Murdoch. It's been real, party people.
This is...
Yeah, I said deuces.
And Brian Manjoma.
This whole EA and Star Wars thing shows you that EA just cannot be trusted to do anything right.
Oh, man. Where's Burnout, man? Where's Burnout? All right, people. We'll see you on Sunday. Later.
Later, guys.
Peace.
See ya.